Welcome everyone, and to my fellow veterans and service members, Namaste for your service. I'm Doc Reader, this is Lance Corporal Beans, and this is our aid station. We're so glad you've made it here. If you're ready to watch some serious yoga acrobatics and seriously sculpted yoga bods, then you are in the wrong place. But on the other hand, if you are feeling a little bit lost, if you're a veteran, you're out of place, if you've been through some shit and you just need to heal your body and your mind through movement, then for right now, this is where you belong. So today we're going to be working through a couple different things in our class. We're going to do some pranayama, which is breath work. And if you've been keeping up with all the pop psychology on the internet, breathing is good. So we're going to do a little bit of that. We're going to do some grounding, which is good for reconnecting with the earth, reconnecting with ourselves. We're going to be strengthening our foundation, and we're also going to be doing some heart openers. So that's going to allow us to open up to release some of the pain in our shoulders, hopefully, maybe aggravate a little bit, hopefully not. But we're going to release what we need to release in order to make room for love and acceptance, whether that's self-acceptance, acceptance of others, whatever it is that you need right now. So if you're new to the practice of yoga, there's a couple things that you need to keep in mind. Yoga is a practice, like I just said, not perfect. So you may have seen various yoga poses. You might see other people doing yoga, the instructors, whatever, and you are not there. And that is totally fine, because no matter where you are, you might get there, you might just take to yoga really easily. You might be super flexible, not like me, and just really align with all the full expression of the poses. That's great. But wherever you are, you're going to be getting something out of the asanas, the poses. And every day that you show up on the mat, you're going to be getting something else from the practice. And I guarantee it will change your life in some way. It has changed mine. Second, there are some tools that can help you. Obviously, a mat can be good to have. None of these tools are required. You can just use the floor, whatever, carpet. Other things that are helpful are yoga blocks, especially if you have tight hamstrings. They can give you a little, help you reach the ground a little bit easier. Also, a yoga strap, which is basically just a strap. This one has 2 rings on the end, which is helpful. So if you have like an extra long rigger's belt, you could definitely use that. Otherwise, just any sort of stretching strap or ratchet strap will do. You're going to want to have your water bottle, and it can be good to have some sort of pillow or blanket to use as a bolster. But again, none of those things are necessary. They're just tools to help you through your practice. Next, if you have recently had surgery, if you're disabled in any way, if you have an injury, if you're pregnant, please make sure you've gone through the proper channels to be cleared by your doctor to do any sort of physical activity. Beyond that, just make sure you're listening to your body. If anything feels weird or funky, don't do it. Just back out of it, and it's fine. You can still practice yoga with us, even if one asana is not for you. Even if you're not hurt or and something feels sort of funky, back out of it. Don't do it. There are plenty of ways to modify the asanas throughout all of yoga, and for the poses that we're going to do today, I'll try and help you with some of those possible modifications. Let's see, what else? Along those lines, if you ever feel like it's too much for you physically, you need a break, even if it's too much for you emotionally, because some of these practices, especially with the meditations, the heart openers, sometimes we can release things that have been stored in our bodies. Our bodies are really good at holding on to energy, our experiences, our traumas. And sometimes when we open those up, we can feel a bit vulnerable as our body releases them. And service members, veterans in particular, are notorious because we just pack it on and we keep going. So this is a safe space. Feel free to let everything out that you need to. And there are a couple places that you can go if you feel like you need a break physically or emotionally, like I was saying. One of the best ones is child pose, which I'll demonstrate real quick. So basically you're going to come to your hands and knees, spread your knees wide, toes touching, walk your palms out on the mat in front of you, and just allow yourself to collapse down into the mat and breathe. Breathing is key in yoga and in life, but just focus on the breath and let everything else fall away. Okay, so that's one place that you can go. You can also just lie flat on your back in Savasana. That is a legit yoga pose. Or you can just remain standing in mountain pose, which we will go over in just a little bit. So I think that that's most of I wanted to cover before we got started. Yeah, so like I said, we're going to begin with some pranayama, some breathing exercises. So find yourself in a comfortable seated position. If your knees are fucked, just do your best. Sit in a chair, that's totally fine. You can sit like this with your legs crossed, or they can be out in front of you. You can be kneeling, whatever feels good to you, just so you feel relaxed and that your belly is unrestricted. That's the most important part. So just let it all hang out. So when you're ready, we can place our palms on our knees. Take a deep breath in, just normal. And exhale. Good job, Beans. Let it go. Inhale. And exhale, release. For this next one, we're going to do what's called Ujjayi breathing, and it's the type of breath that we're going to want to try and hold on to throughout our vinyasa practice. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to kind of restrict your throat. You're going to bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and you're going to breathe in through your nose. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my nephew. He's getting ready for bed. So take a deep inhale through your nose. It's going to have kind of like a snoring or an oceany sound. So inhale. And exhale. The same kind of restriction on the exhale. And as you inhale, we're going to try and fill our bellies first and then our chest until we can't feel it anymore. So another inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come here, Beans. Come here. Come lie down. For this one, we're going to inhale the same way, but then we're going to exhale with an open mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Two more like that at your own pace. Inhale. And exhale. And at your bottom of your exhale, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and close your eyes. And just come to stillness. Stillness in your body. Stillness in your mind. Let go of any criticisms, judgment, chatter that's in your brain right now. Notice it and just let it fall away. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming to this space, for being open to try something new if this is your first time, and to work to make a better life for yourself. Place your palms in heart center to seal that gratitude. With one final breath. Inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, open your eyes, and we're going to come to all fours on our mat. We're going to place our palms beneath our shoulders, and our knees will be directly below our hips. And just rock your hips from side to side. Get a little bit of movement going. You can do some circles. Ooh, I don't know if you heard my knee pop. I'm sure it's like pop rocks on the other side of the screen, if you're anything like me. All right, so from here we're going to do some cat-cow. And as we inhale, we're going to shine our heart forward. We're going to rotate our hips up to the sky as our belly drops toward the mat. And as we exhale, we're going to round our back, push it up to the ceiling through our shoulders and our hips. Let your head hang. Inhale, heart shines forward, gaze up to the sky, and exhale, rounding up towards the ceiling. So continue. We're going to do 3 more of these at your own pace, following your breath. Exhale as you round. And inhale as you look up to the ceiling. And one more. Return to a neutral spine, and then we're going to tuck our toes, shift the weight backwards a little bit, walk your palms just a little bit closer to yourself, and then we're going to turn them around so that our fingertips are facing our knees. If you have any wrist sensitivities, just be gentle. And we're just going to lean back towards our heels just ever so slightly. You should feel a really nice stretch through your wrists. Just breathe into that stretch. And shifting our fingertips back towards the front of the mat. If you need to kind of lift your wrist, shake it out a little bit if that was a little intense. And then we're going to flip our palms down, again with our fingertips pointing towards our knees, but this time the back of our palms are on the mat. Same thing, just ever so slightly, rocking back until you feel a nice stretch. And release. Come to your knees, or you can come back to a seated position if the knees just isn't there. We're going to interlace our fingers, and we're going to just do some wrist circles to work some of that out. One way and the other. And then walking our palms back down, we're going to come into that sort of a child's pose position that I talked to you about at the beginning. So our forehead is flat on the mat. And then from here, we're going to do a thumbs up. So your thumbs are pointing up towards the sky. And then you're going to engage your shoulder blade and lift your right arm up towards the sky and back down. Up and down. Up and down. We're going to do this 8 times. And the other arm 8 times. So this is just a little warm up to get us moving so that we hopefully don't hurt or injure anything, just like any other exercise. Okay. So from here, back up to your all fours. We're going to rotate so that we're sideways on the mat. And we're going to take our right leg out to the side. If you need to, you can tuck your left toes underneath. And so you should feel a little bit of a stretch in your groin right here. And we're just going to rock back and forth a couple times. Notice your breathing. Is it restricted? Is it coming as easily as it was in the beginning? And switch legs. Tuck your toes if you need to, otherwise they can be flat. Rock back and forth. Just gently working into those muscles, getting them warm. Okay, from here we're going to turn around, lie down on our mat. We're going to cross our right foot over our left knee and then step our left foot out to the edge of our mat. Palms are flat on the ground, and then we're going to let our right knee fall down to the mat and back up. If you don't reach the mat, that's fine. Just we're heading towards the mat. 2, we're going to do this 5 times. 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to switch. Left foot over right knee. Step your right foot out to the edge of the mat. And let your left knee fall down towards the mat. 2, 5 times. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, roll over to your side. Press yourself back up to kneeling. And we're going to come up to high kneeling position. Step your right foot forward, and we're just going to lean into that ankle. Do this a few times. Again, be mindful of your knees. If this is too much, then get a pillow, place it under your knees. You could also do this standing, where you just bend your knee. You step one foot slightly in front of the other and bend your knee towards a wall. Okay. And then we're going to turn to face long ways on our mat again. Palms underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. We're going to tuck our toes and push ourselves up into downward facing dog. From here, we're going to kind of walk our feet out, pressing one heel down towards the mat, and then the other. You can hold it on one side for a little bit, and then the other, and then come to stillness. So in downward dog, you're going to want your index fingers pointing straight ahead, your big toes pointing straight ahead as well. And then your heels are making their way down towards the mat, and your chest is trying to reach your thighs as your hips move up towards the ceiling. So from here, we're going to shift our gaze forward between our palms, and then carefully, we're going to walk our feet up to the top of the mat. We're going to inhale, place our palms to our shins, and exhale, fold. Beans, come here. That's not your dinner. Let your head hang. We're going to sway from side to side. If that feels good, just breathe. You can grab opposite elbows if that feels good to you. Beanie, come here. Come here, lie down. And exhale, release your palms back to the mat. Inhale, palms to your shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out. And up overhead. Exhale, palms to heart center. So here we're going to take a moment in mountain pose. So you're going to stand with your feet hip distance apart. Again, your big toes are going to be pointing straight forward. You're going to first, let's lift our toes up off the mat and kind of spread our toes out. You should feel your weight spreading out evenly across your feet. And then gently place your toes back down on the mat. You're going to want to engage your thighs to lift your kneecaps slightly, but make sure there's still a bend in your knees, that you're not completely locking them out. We're going to lift our lower belly up and in, and then bring our shoulders up towards our ear, and then roll them back down so that our heart shines forward. So you want to simultaneously imagine that you're pulling your lower belly up, but then you're also pinching your rib cage down. So this is very much standing on purpose. From there, you're going to want to imagine a string coming out the top of your head that's lifting you up towards the sky. So here we are grounding down through our feet, through our base, our roots, and lifting up towards the sky. Let's take a couple breaths here. Thank your body for everything it has done to get you to this point in life, everything it has endured. And now you can give a little bit of love back to it. If you're not there already, we're going to move to the top of our mat. Excuse me, Beans. And we're going to do some sun salutations, which is basically just 8 counts for yoga. So inhale your arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, and do a gentle back bend. Inhale back to center, and exhale, swan dive towards the ground. Inhale, place your palms to your shins to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, place your palms to your mat and step back into a high plank position. Inhale, and as you exhale, keeping your elbows close to your body, lower all the way down to your mat. So here we're going to do a little Sphinx pose. Untuck your toes, bring your elbows beneath your shoulders, forearms and palms flat on the mat. And we're going to use the traction of our elbows. You can wiggle your hips back side and side to kind of get them flat, but you're going to use the traction of your elbows to pull your heart forward. And bring your shoulders back and down. Just feel that stretch through your low back. And release. We're going to place our palms back below our shoulders. Tuck our toes again. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here in down dog to reset. Chest towards your thighs. Heels toward the ground. Shift your gaze forward. We're going to take little steps to walk back towards the top of your mat. Inhale and exhale, fold. Inhale, palms to shin, lengthen. And exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Bring your palms together. And as you exhale, take a little back bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, palms to heart center. All right, here you go again. Inhale, arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, take a little back bend. Inhale back to center. And exhale, fold. Inhale, palms to shin, lengthen your spine. And exhale, place your palms to the mat. Hop, step, or jump back into high plank. And then exhale with your elbows close to your body, lowering not all the way down this time to chaturanga. Inhale, shine your chest forward, untuck your toes. Up dog, and exhale into downward facing dog. This time we're going to inhale our right leg up, down dog split. And as we exhale, bringing our knee close to our body, step that foot in between our palm. We're going to gently lower the left knee down, untucking our left toes and coming into a kneeling lunge. If it feels good to you, you can interlace your fingers again up overhead, take it a little bit deeper, or keep your palms at heart center if that feels good. And just breathe into your left hip flexor. Notice if your toes are gripping the mat. Release. Take another deep inhale. And as you exhale, place your palms back to the mat. Right leg goes back. Tuck your toes and push back into down dog. Shift your gaze up between your palms and walk your way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up overhead. And as you exhale, take a little back bend. Inhale to center. And exhale, palms to heart center. Beans, you're fine. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, little back bend. Inhale to center and exhale, fold. Inhale, palms to shin, lengthen. And exhale, palms to the mat. Walk, step, or jump. Back to high plank. Inhale. Exhale, down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up this time. Down dog split. And as you exhale, bring your knee close to the chest. Stepping your foot in between your palm. And then lower your right knee down gently to the mat. Untuck your toes. We're going to come into the low lunge on this side. Again, if you did so on the other side, interlace your fingers above your head. Or you can just be with your palms at heart center. Breathing into that right hip flexor. We'll take a few breaths here. Inhale and exhale, palms down to the mat. Coming into all fours. Tuck your toes and press up into downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Inhale and exhale. Shift your gaze forward in between your palms and hop, step, or jump up to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold, release. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Overhead. Interlace your fingers above your head. Little back bend. Inhale back to center. And exhale, palms to heart center. Here we go again. Inhale, arms out and up. Take a back bend. Inhale and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Hop, step, or jump to high plank. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up again, down dog splits. Exhale, shift your gaze between your palms. Step your right foot in between your palms, coming into a high lunge. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. You can either, once again, bring your palms to heart center, or if you'd like, again, fire mudra above your head, taking it a little bit deeper. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. And then from here, we're going to shift our weight forward into the right foot, leaving your palms at heart center. Take an inhale, and then exhale, lift your back leg, arms out to your side, airplane. Just breathe. And exhale, release the left foot down to the mat, palms to the mat. Inhale, exhale, right foot back to down dog. Inhale, shift your gaze forward. And as you exhale, hop, step, or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up overhead. And exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, sweep arms out and up. Exhale, take a little back bend. Inhale to center. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, palms to your mat. Hop, step, or jump back into high plank. Inhale. And as you exhale, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Down dog splits. And as you exhale, knee close to the chest. Stepping left foot in between palms. Exhale. Inhale, lift your chest up. Once again, if you would like, fire mudra above your head or palms to heart center. The back of your right heel should be pressing towards the back of the room. Make sure your toes are not gripping in your left foot. And take a few breaths here. Find your balance, your stillness. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready, we're going to shift our weight forward into the left foot. Arms out to the side. Right foot comes up. And we're in airplane. Take a few breaths here. Find your stillness. And exhale, release the right foot down to the mat. Palms down. Inhale. Exhale. Back into down dog. Pressing your hips up towards the sky. Inhale, shift your gaze forward. Hop, step, or jump your foot up to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, release. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Interlacing overhead. And exhale, little back bend. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, palms to heart center. Whew. So that was some good movement. I hope you guys are feeling warm. So I sure am. So now we're going to move into Beans. Come here. It's okay. My little boy, he's a street doggy. So he gets a little nervous. So now we're going to move into some further strengthening for our lower body. So you can stay at the top of your mat. Feet are going to be shoulder distance apart. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead and sit back as if we're sitting into a chair. And this is chair pose. So we're just going to sit here for a little bit. You want your pinkies to kind of angle inward just a little bit. You want your knees not forward over your toes. Your chest is going to be lifting. Take a few breaths here. Inhale And exhale, release. Shake it out. We're going to do it again. Inhale, arms up overhead. And as you exhale, sit down into that chair. Sometimes it's nice to bounce a little bit, if that feels good to you. A couple more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale, release. Okay, we're going to bring our arms out straight in front. Inhale, up onto our toes. And we're going to lower while keeping our heels raised as high as we can. Lowering slowly. And if you can get to about 90 degrees, then let's stop and hold there. Chest high, just like in chair pose. Inhale. And exhale, press back up into your toes. Lower your arms and heels back to the ground. We're going to do that again. When you're ready, inhale your arms out up in front. Toes up off the ground. And exhale, lower down. Find your stopping point. Make sure that you're still able to breathe here. Not restricted. Inhale. As you exhale, press up into your toes and drop your palms and your heels to the mat. We're going to do this one more time, but this time it's going to be a little bit different. So for this one, we're going to inhale, our arms out, up onto our toes, and then we're going to bring our knees together. So like you're trying not to pee your pants. Inhale and exhale, squeeze your thighs together, keeping your heels lifted all the way down, if you were able, into a toe stand. Your thighs should be parallel with your arms at this point. We're just going to sit here for a minute. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Once again, pressing down into our toes, all the way up, and release to the mat. Okay. Whew, that felt good. And we're just getting started. So from here, I believe you're still at the top of your mat, but we're going to turn sideways. Inhale our arms up overhead. Excuse me. And we're going to exhale. Take a pretty big, giant step out to the side. From here, well, medium-sized, sorry, not quite that far. We're going to turn our toes out at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. If you can go a little bit further, that's great. But you're going to find out. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bend our knees and lower, sink into our hips. And so the main thing is you want to make sure that your knees are in line with your toes. So you don't want them bending inward or outward over your toes. So here you go. Inhale, arms out. And as you exhale, lower down into goddess pose. So get comfy here. If you want, you can do some bounces like I'm doing, move side to side if that feels good. But we're going to hang out here for just a little bit. I'm going to bring back some boot camp trauma. And we're going to do some arm circles, little arm circles to the front. Just to kind of make the time pass. And reverse. And stillness, inhale, and exhale, release. All right, we're going to do that one more time. So this time, inhaling our arms up in front of us. And as you exhale, bend your knees back into goddess pose. And we're going to do arm circles to the front this time. Going inward. If you've got shoulder issues, again, don't dig up this trauma. Just hold them out. Okay, and reverse. Let's do one round overhead. Ooh. Inhale. As you exhale, stand back up and release. All right. Let's go. So inhale. We're going to turn our toes back to the front of, or the side of our mat, straight forward. We're going to inch them out just a little bit wider than we had them. Inhale our arms out to the side and exhale. So if you have any low back sensitivity, be very mindful of this one. If you need to place your hands on your hips for some added support, that's totally fine. Arms out, and then as you exhale, fold with a flat back. And then we're going to release our palms down to the ground and let our head hang. Rock forward slightly so that our weight is mostly in the balls of our feet. And let that lower back release. Inhale your arms out, and as you exhale, carefully with a flat back, stand all the way up. From here, we're going to turn our right toes towards the top of our mat. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to bend our right knee, coming into warrior two. If you need to widen your stance a little bit, that's fine, but imagine that you're spreading your mat apart between the outer edge of your left foot and your right foot. So arms are straight out. Drishti, or your gaze, is just over your right fingertips. And find stillness in your strength. Feel and appreciate how your core, or your legs, your foundation, how even though, we've been moving them a lot already, they're still strong and holding you. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, sweep your right arm up towards the sky, and your left palm goes to your left leg. Dancing warrior or reversed warrior. And just surrender to wherever you are. Inhale back to warrior two. Turn your right toes forward. Inhale out, your arms up overhead, and exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, we're going to turn our left toes to the back of our mat. Right toes still pointing parallel, or perpendicular, I guess. Arms out to the side, inhale, and as you exhale, warrior two on the left side. Beans, come here. Your drishti is off above your left fingertips. Your arms are stretched in opposite direction, so your heart is shining forward. Lower your hips down a couple inches if you can. So you have a 90-degree bend in your left knee. Core is strong, legs are strong. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Dancing warrior on this side. Release. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, straighten your leg. Turn your left toes forward. Inhale, arms up overhead. We're going to step back, left foot to the right. And exhale, palms to heart center. Beanie, come here. Come here, sweet boy. It's okay. Easy, good boy. We're almost done with our standing sequence, Beans. And so then it's going to get a little bit more relaxed. And like I said before, if you need to take a break at any moment, you can head to child's pose, just stand in mountain pose, whatever you need, okay? So to end our standing series, we are going to move into tree pose. And I love tree pose because it's not the most difficult of poses to master, but it really just helps you feel grounded while at the same time, just like mountain pose, growing upwards. So feeling your strength, holding on to it in your core, and recognizing your power. So first we're going to start in mountain pose. So remember, roll your shoulders back and down so your heart shines forward, crown of your head up towards the sky. Your pinkies are twisting forward a little bit towards the front of the room, mat, wherever you are. And we're going to shift all our weight into our right foot. And we're going to twist our left foot so that our toes are kind of pointing at an angle. And if this is where you are, if you feel like you need to work on strengthening this right leg, then that's totally fine. That's where you are. But if you feel ready, if you feel sturdy in your right leg, then you can bring your left foot up to your calf. Or if you want to take it a little bit further, you can use your left arm, your left palm to pull it up to your thigh. Just make sure you're not putting your foot onto your knee because we don't want to injure that joint. But so here, so find your balance. Your leg, your left foot pushing against your right leg to create that stability. And then bringing our palms to heart center and just finding that stillness, that focus. If it feels good to you, you can sweep your arms up overhead, shift your gaze upward, and grow your branches. And exhale, gently release your foot back down to the earth. And let it go. Shake out that right leg. And then when you're ready, come back to mountain pose. Shift the weight into your left foot. Turn your right foot out to the side. And then if this is where you are, then just stay here. Otherwise, you can bring your right foot up to your calf or help it up to your thigh, if that's what you did on the last one. Find your balance, palms to heart center. And if you need to touch down briefly, just get back into it. This is where we are. We're learning, we're growing, we're strengthening. I'm getting back into my practice after a long time. Lots of trials and tribulations. If you did so on the opposite side, you can grow your branches up overhead. And exhale, gently release back down to the mat. Let's take a moment in mountain pose. Inhale. Thank your body for everything it has done so far. And exhale, just let it go. Inhale. And exhale. From here, we're going to make our way down onto our mats and just take a moment in child's pose. Continuing to breathe, to appreciate, and to let go. When you're ready, we're going to come up to all fours And then sit back onto our heels, if that feels okay to you. Again, if you need a pillow for your knees, go ahead and get that. Beans has my little blanket, but we're fine. So we're gonna come up high on our knees for camel pose. So this is gonna be one of our major heart openers. So knees directly beneath your hips. You're gonna shine your hips forward. And especially if you have sensitivity in your low back, definitely for this one, you're going to place your palms on your low back. So with your fingertips going up your back. We're going to inhale, shift our gaze up towards the sky, and exhale. Give a nice back bend. Allow your heart to open. Pressing your hips downwards. Inhale back to center. And exhale. Come back to child's pose. Let it go. Walk back up to all fours when you're ready. Come high onto your knees again, and we're going to repeat one more time. So if you did so, place your palms on your low back, fingertips pointing upwards. If you felt pretty solid there, another option would be to place your palms at heart center, or you can reach back for your heels. If you're able to reach them, grab your heels as you do the back bend. But otherwise, perfectly fine to just stay with your palms on your low back. Inhale, shine your heart up to the sky. And exhale, back bend. Pressing your hips down, your tailbone down to the ground, your hips shining forward. Inhale back to center. And exhale down to child's pose. And just breathe. Letting it all go. When you're ready, press back to all fours. And then we're going to cross our ankles if it feels okay and sit back onto our sits bones. If you're not able to do that, that's okay. Just make your way to a comfortable seated position. And we're going to move the fleshy part off of our hips so that your hip bones are sitting directly on the ground. And we're going to place our feet out in front of us and move into staff pose. So you're going to place your palms down right next to your hip. And this, like mountain pose was standing on purpose, this is like sitting on purpose. So your feet are going to be flexed, toes pointing up towards the sky. And you want to press down through your palms, and you're going to feel it in your core as you sit here and breathe. Shoulder blades back and down. Chin is level with the earth. Gaze is forward. Inhale and exhale, release. We're going to do that one more time. So when you're ready, place your palms on the mat next to your hips. Inhale and just breathe. Feet are flexed. Toes are pointing up towards the sky. Pressing down through your palms. Inhale. And exhale, release. Okay. And so now we're going to kind of counterbalance that. So that's an important thing with yoga. A lot of times if you do one pose, you want to counterbalance it. So like with the camel pose, we counterbalance that with child's pose. So for this one, if you have a strap, now's a good time to grab it. Otherwise, your goal, which is unattainable for me, is to grab the outside of the soles of your feet. But if you have a strap, you can place it around the balls of your feet. And just like with the staff pose, our big toes are pointing up towards the sky. And we're going to take a deep inhale, lengthen the crown of our head up towards the sky. And as you exhale, if you have a strap, pull on the strap, otherwise pull on your feet to pull your chest closer to your thigh. But you're going to, thighs, some of us, it's only one thigh, but so our heart's going to be, I lost the train of my train of thought. I'm getting yoga loopy. So heart shines forward, crown is still lifted up towards the sky, and breathe. You should feel the stretch probably in your hamstrings, but a lot of it, the goal is to feel it in your lower back. So if you're not feeling it in the lower back, you need to shine your heart forward. Try and avoid rounding your back, which I know that I'm doing, but like I said, practice not perfect. We get something out of it every day. And exhale, release. All right, let's do that one more time. Inhale, lengthen up towards the sky. And as you exhale, pull forward. Toes are flexed. And breathe. And exhale, release. Okay, now if you have a strap, we're going to shift it to our right foot alone. And then we're going to bend our left knee, bringing our left foot into the inside of our right calf or right thigh. We're going to shift our shoulders so they're directly facing our leg. Inhale and exhale, fold over the one leg. And so once again, if you're able to grab your feet, go for it. That's where we're headed. But if not, strap is great. We'll get there eventually. Toes are flexed up towards the sky. And breathe. Inhale and exhale, release. We're going to do it one more time on this side, and then we're going to switch to the opposite side. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Try and get your shoulders level, so you don't want your left shoulder lifting up high. It should be the same height as your right shoulder. Toes are flexed again. Your chest is directly facing your right leg. And try and release your thigh muscles. Inhale. And exhale, release. Okay, shift to the other direction. Left leg out, right leg in. If you're using a strap, loop it around the balls of your left foot. Turn your shoulders to face your left foot. Inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, fold. And just breathe. Notice that if there's any difference between this leg or the other leg, just notice it and let it go. Shoulders are level. Toes are pointed up towards the sky. Release your left thigh. And exhale, release. So this time, try to get back to where you are, and using your breath, take yourself a little bit deeper if you can. So with every breath, I should have mentioned this earlier, but with every breath, you inhale to lengthen a little bit and exhale, fold. So working with your breath to get to a further expression of the pose. So when you're ready, inhale, lengthen, turn your shoulders, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And exhale, fold. Inhale and exhale, release. Great job. I'm proud of you and your hamstrings. Okay, from here, we're going to turn sideways on our mat. We're back lengthwise, normal-wise. I lost track of where you guys are, but I had to turn back. So we're going to have our, we're going to sit with our feet planted flat on the ground. Inhale, shine your heart forward. And as you exhale, lean back, keeping your chest open, shoulder blades back and down, and engaging your core. This is step one. If you feel good here, you can lift your feet off the ground. And if this feels good, you can extend your legs. Toes are flexed up to the sky. But wherever you are, take a few breaths. And exhale. Come back up to seated. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. When you're ready, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lean back, lifting your feet off the ground, straightening your legs if you did on the last one. Inhale, and this time exhale, we're going to lay all the way back onto the mat. So this is like a Savasana teaser. You want to rock your hips side to side, put your legs straight out in front of you, shoulder blades together, palms up towards the sky. Just take a moment here to breathe and release. Inhale, flex your toes up towards the sky. And as you exhale, bend your right leg or your right knee. And then you're going to interlace your fingers just below your kneecap. Then you're going to use your bicep strength to pull your right knee down into your right side. As you inhale, feel your belly press against your leg. And as you exhale, pull just a little bit deeper, keeping your toes flexed. This is good for the ascending colon. Helps get stuff moving in your gut. Inhale, exhale, tighten. Inhale, and exhale, release. Let it go. Inhale your left knee in, toes flexed on both feet. And exhale. Again, using your bicep strength to pull your leg down into the other side. This is good for your descending colon. Exhale, tighten. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Left leg down to the ground. This time you're going to inhale both knees into your chest. And if you can, grab opposite elbows. But if you got T-Rex arms like me, just grab whatever you can. So toes flexed again. Inhale. And as you exhale, pull your knees down into your belly. This is good for the transverse colon across the top. Inhale. Exhale, tighten. Beans. Inhale. And exhale, release. Back into Savasana. Legs straight. Toes fall open. And just breathe. Come here, buddy. It's okay. We're getting close to the end. He's got so much anxiety. Okay. All right, we're going to inhale our right knee up and in again. All right, Beans, I need you to move. And as you exhale, place your left palm onto the outside of your right knee. And you're going to just rotate. Right arm is out to the side. Try and keep your shoulders flat on the ground. And feel the gentle spinal twist and glute stretch. Let go of anything that's holding on as you breathe. Let your belly be soft. As you melt into the ground, into the mat. One more deep inhale. And as you exhale, release. Right leg out straight. And exhale. Inhale your left knee up. Right palm to the outside of your left knee. Left leg out to, or left arm out to the left side. And gently pull your right leg over towards the ground. Gaze shifts over to your left. And release anything that your body is holding on to. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back to center. And exhale. Allow your legs out to fall out long. Let your toes fall open. And come back to Savasana for one final time. Inhale. And exhale. Notice anywhere you still have tension. And as you exhale, tell it to release. Relax your toes. Relax your calves, your thighs, your hips, your shoulders, your palms, your fingers. Unclench your jaw. Relax your brow. And come into stillness. Stillness of the body, of the mind. Notice as thoughts come in. Allow them to pass through and out. Feel your belly expand with every deep inhale. And relax with every exhale. If you would like, I'll walk you through a guided meditation. But if not, just ignore or pause the video and continue to remain in stillness. Okay. me, beans. I want you to imagine you're standing in a black room. You can't see anything. You don't know if you're inside or outside. You see some fog in front of you. And at the edge of the fog, you notice the end of some red yarn. You walk up to that red yarn and bend down to pick it up. You notice that there's a little bit of tension as you gently tug on the yarn. The yarn leads directly into the fog, so you don't know what's beyond it. But you decide to follow it because it feels warm, it feels familiar. So you pull, step along and follow the yarn. As you take a few steps, you notice that there's a person holding the yarn. As you get a little bit closer, you realize that this person is you. It's not you now, but it's you from about a year ago. Notice yourself, your stature, your haircut, the clothes you're wearing. Is it civilian clothes or is it a uniform? Notice the expression on your face. And remember who you are in this person. Take a moment to appreciate everything you have been through since this place in your life. The trials that this version of you faced. The things they did to carry you through to the present time. Feel their wants, their needs, their hopes and their dreams. Feel them, and then let them go. If you want to give them a hug, if you want to tell them it's okay, or shake their hand, whatever feels right. And then let them go as you continue down the red thread, the yarn, into the fog again. You see another person in the fog. As you come closer, you notice they might be a little bit shorter. Their skin a bit clearer, less worn. It's the teenage version of yourself is looking at you. Remember who they are. Feel their emotions, their pain, their hopes, their dreams, their loves, their hormones. Take a moment to appreciate who you are, who they are, and everything that they did to bring you to this point in your life. Again, you may hug them, Shake their hand, tell them it's okay, tell them they're an idiot, whatever you need to do, and let them go. As you keep moving down, you see another smaller person in the fog. It's your childhood self. What age are they? What do they look like? Are they happy? Sad? Take a moment to reflect on who they are, their hopes, their fears, their dreams. And if it feels right, take them into your arms and hold them. Let them know it's going to be okay. You've made it as far as you've made it. You've been through so much, and you have them to thank. Feel the love in your heart. Feel it as it warms your body. And pass it to them. And then let them go. As you follow the stream further down, you notice that the person in the fog is taller. Maybe not much, maybe a lot. And when you get there, you realize that the end of the string is at your mother's belly. Whatever your relationship with your mother, if you want to hug her, if you love her, if you have a troublesome relationship with her and you can't look her in the eye, that's okay. But take a moment to feel the warmth at the end of the string, the miracle, the life that brought you into this earth. Just feel the energy and the heat and the love of existence as it surrounds you as a newborn or as an unborn. However you wish to part, turn around and walk out of the fog, letting them all go. Follow the warmth back to your body here in this class. Back into Savasana. Back into stillness. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bourne, and my love's as fairer as any. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, Bring your awareness back into your body. When you're ready, roll onto either side. You can use your arm as a pillow, keeping your eyes closed, continuing to breathe. Placing one palm on the earth, gently press yourself back up into a seated position. Keeping your eyes closed. Take a deep inhale together and exhale. Bring your palms to heart center if it feels right. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you'll stick around for a bit longer. Namaste.